difficulty, are we?
It's blooming seized up, is this, inside and out?
It's the Rusters does it.
Who put this flipping thing in anyway? You or Mr. Fairclough?
The rumour has it with Bonnie Prince Charlie. Goes right back into the mists of history, does that bit of plumbing.
You won't chuckle, mate. Where's Deirdre? Down at infirmary?
Yeah, that's right.
Not wrong, is there?
Nah, they're a bit like cars of women when they're pregnant. They have to keep going in every couple of 1,000 miles for a checkup.
Oh, blaming Emma!
Oh, I don't usually have that effect on fellas. 2 hours, what's the matter, love?
The sink's a bit blocked up.
Oh, you ought to get a plumber to that.
Why didn't we think of that?
Terry, you don't have, Paul.
You don't have to tell me, I flipping know.
Oh, I should go home and get cleaned up if I were you before your best friends start talking behind your back.
Yeah, we'll see you down the pub later on then.
God.
Hey, we will see you down the pub, won't we? Or will your Irene have something to say about that?
It's naught to do with that, Irene, where I do me supping.
Oh. Hiya.
Hiya.
Still ticking in there, is he? Little Raymondo.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Smashing.
There is one thing the doctor said, though. I'll have to get rid of my bike. I mean, it's not very clever riding bikes when you're pregnant.
Is it not?
So you know what that means, don't you?
No.
I'll just have to be chauffeured round for a few months. Hey, it's not all bad news being preggers, is it?
No.
How do you mean, gone?
Just what we said, he's done a David McCallum. Vanished.
I thought you were going to lock him up in your shed.
Well, I never got into his shed, did I? I mean, he bolted when he got out of the car.
Missed his way as that dog. They should have called him Fred's Folly. They should have called him Ronnie Biggs.
Where have you looked?
We've looked everywhere. He's really took his hook this time.
What's up, lads? You look as if you've all just been called up.
Alf's lost flaming dog again, hasn't he?
I have not lost him, he bolted.
What, white and black, with ribs like a scrubbing board and a leg on each corner?
That's it, have you seen him?
Well, I wouldn't swear to it, like, but I did see someone answering that description being taken in by a certain gentleman of this parish not 10 minutes in when I were coming past.
What gentleman?
Well, no names, no pack drill, but he does go in for flat caps.
Right, come on then. There you are. Get stuck into that. Right. Does that lot never feed you? Come in.
Albert?
Oh, it's you lot.
Well, it's not Curly, Larry and Mo.
Oh, I don't know.
What's he doing here?
Where's he come from?
What do you think he's doing? He's stuffing his face. This dog is very hungry.
He's supposed to be hungry, Mr. Tatlock.
What do you mean, supposed to be?
Well, you know what I'm saying about being hungry fighters being best fighters? Well, it's the same with dogs. They run faster if they're not bloated.
Oh, so that's your little game, is it? You out-clem this poor little animal so that you can get a few quid on him.
He's not half-clemmed, Albert. He's well looked after. We know what we're doing.
No, well, that's a matter of opinion, that is. But I'll tell you what you are going to do. You're going to get yourself locked up if you let him run loose. He's not a blooming poodle, you know.
He's not running loose.
Well, he's here, isn't he? And it's not first time.
Yeah, only because he bolted.
Well, he's bound to if you don't go and take the trouble to see that he can't. Right, well, what's it worth this time?
What's what worth?
Well, we're finding the dog for you.
Must be joking.
I never joke about money.
Only you didn't find him, did you, Albert? He found you.
Look, this dog was running loose round the street, wild. If I hadn't brought him in here, there might have been a very nasty accident.
You want to get yourself a job as a dog catcher, Albert?
Oh, yeah. But look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll let you off the reward this time.
Thanks very much.
As long as you see me right for the grub that he's scoffed.
Nobody asked you to feed him, Mr. Tatlock.
Nobody asked me to pull him from under wheels at milk float, but I did, didn't
Yeah,
I?
all right, well, how much?
Well, I'll leave that to you. But when you're making your minds up, just remember, will you, that it's all as old age pensioners can do to keep body and soul together these days. Come on, mate, we'll go for a walk.
Bye, Bob.
Well, I think that, as they say, is that for the moment.
What?
There's Douglas on the telephone.
Douglas?
My dear friend Douglas Cresswell at the brewery.
Oh, yes.
I have the full backing of the brewery over this off-licence. Unfortunately, Douglas himself won't be in court because he's likely to be in Marbella.
Oh, dear.
He is letting us have one of his most brilliant young men from the legal department to be in court and to protest on our behalf.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Anything wrong, Elizabeth?
No. Oh, no. Well, it's nothing to do with me, Mrs. Walker.
No, if you have something to say about it, please say it.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe it is me, but... Well, I think life's too short, really, for all this fuss over nothing.
I hardly think that my future livelihood can be dismissed as nothing.
But your livelihood's not being threatened, now, is it, Mrs. Walker? I mean, you're not going to lose 4 pence a week off what we take, having that off licence down the street.
It is a question of principle, Elizabeth.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
And in any case, I do think it was unforgivable to send that person round here to spy on me.
Ah, yes. Now, I'm with you all the way there, and I really am. Now, that just wasn't on. Still, it's going to make things a bit inconvenient for you, isn't it?
Inconvenient?
Yes, you know, I mean, with her barring you from the shop like that, I mean, it's going to be much more awkward than you barring her from here. If you see what I mean. And I mean, it is quite a trek, isn't it, to that supermarket? You know, on Fosdyke Street.
Oh, I don't know. The ban, after all, only applies to me. It doesn't apply to members of my staff. Cheers.
Cheers.
A drink?
That's right. You've said them big brown things with froth on top and an handle.
Where exactly are you going for this drink?
With the lads.
Where with the lads?
Well, you know the lads. There's only one place the lads ever go, isn't there?
You mean you'd go in there after what she said to me?
Well, try and see it from my point of view, Rini. I mean, I haven't got much choice, have I?
Oh, you mean every time you walk towards the Rovers, your feet take over and you automatically walk in whether you want to or not?
No, nothing like that. It's the lads, and it's the only place the lads ever go. Anyway, I'm sure you can appreciate Mrs. Walker's point of view.
You what?
Well, I mean, it were a bit mean, weren't it, getting somebody in to spy on her?
Just whose side are you on?
Nobody's. I mean, yours, of course.
It sounds like it.
I mean, listen, Rini, it was a bit of a mucky trick, admit it.
Just a minute. It was him that idea to go in there, not mine. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm very glad he did after what she said to me.
Morning.
Morning.
Nice morning.
It looked a bit like rain to me.
Oh, yeah, well, I suppose it does get a bit variegated, the weather this time of year.
What can I get you?
A tin of that chopped ham you had on special offer last time I was in.
Oh, I don't know whether there's any left or not. Terry, go round back and see if there's any more. Before you go wherever you're going to.
All right.
Never better.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Me order.
Oh, thanks. Ooh, expecting visitors this weekend, are we?
Huh?
Your order, it's twice as big as usual.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, I'm stocking up a little bit.
I see.
Yeah. Well, if you get it ready, I'll pick it up later.
Righto.
Stocking up. They must think you come over on the last boat.
Is there anything else?
No, thank you, not for the moment. Still on, is it? This little squabble you and Annie Walker been having?
Which squabble's that, Hilda?
Oh, come on,
It's a professional difference of opinion. Mrs. Walker is on one side and I am on the other. There's nothing personal about it.
Yeah. Well, that's what Mohammed Ali said, wasn't it, when he boxed that Carl Foreman? Still didn't stop him trying to knock his head off, though.
Mavis, never had you down as a dinner-time drinker.
No, to pick me up, really. My back's breaking.
Oh, dear.
And I'm here as a protest as well. Oh, Betty.
Yes, love.
Can I have another half a shandy, please? Deirdre, will you?
Oh, yeah, I'll have a lager, thanks.
Right, I love it.
Right, what are you protesting about, anyway?
Overworked and underprivileged.
Oh, that's always good for starters.
No, one of the paper boys hadn't turned in again. And whenever that happens, Rita automatically assumes that I'll step in and take over. Well, I've been humping papers around all morning. So when I finished, I told her straight. I said, I'm having a lunch break, and that's that.
Oh, Mavis, you don't mince your words, do you, when you get your paddy up?
No.
Mavis, drinks.
Hello.
Hello. Fancy seeing you here. Well, if you don't know what I mean, Chuck, I'm sure I don't know what I mean either.
Yes, Terry?
Hello, Mr. Walker. Could I have a pint of bitter, please?
Yes, of course. Do have this with me.
Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Walker. What can you have?
30 or was it 40? I can't quite remember.
What?
Pieces of silver, or was it pints?
You on your bumps feeling paying that kind of a money for a dog, you know?
Well, you've got to speculate to accumulate, haven't you?
It'll prove to be an investment with that dog.
But it hasn't flipping done anything yet, has it? It didn't even win the night you bought it.
Oh, you know how that was, don't you?
Oh, yeah, of course we do, because it's got 4 left feet.
Oh, now to sort. It's because it was a 500-yard race. Now, shorter races are his strong point.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Mooney told us that.
He told you that, did he?
Yeah.
Can I give you a bit of a tip, then?
Go on.
How to get a greyhound round the corner fast.
Go on.
Put a bit of lead in its left ear.
And how do you do that?
With a gun.
Charlie comical.
Get away.
Can you blow on it?
Hello.
Hello, Eddie. What are you doing here, then?
Well, it's me good deed for the day. Stan's glass back's cracked again and I'm standing in for him.
Oh, I see.
What's all this then?
Yeah, well, this is my good deed for the day.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, it's a sort of unofficial play group we run sometimes. Say the mums dragging their kids around the shops.
Hey, it's a good idea, now.
No, not today, it isn't. The girl who usually runs it didn't turn up, so Muggins here got London with the job.
Uneasy lies the head, eh, Squire?
You can say that again. There you are. Grab that one then.
Telephone call for you in the office.
Oh, well, would you like to keep an eye on the travel for a few minutes for me then?
Ken, I'd love to, but I'm meeting Ernest in town and I'm 15 minutes late already.
Okay, well, tell them I'll ring them back in a bit.
Is the town home?
I'll look after them for you if you like.
Oh, would you, Eddie?
Well, you know, yeah.
Okay, just a couple of minutes then.
Well, don't worry, Squire. Like I used to say to my old teacher, it's better than working, innit?
I'll take that up with you some other time.
Hello. What are your names? I'll tell you what. My name's Uncle Eddie. You have to tell me your name, and I'll count to 3, and then you tell me your names, eh? 1, 2, 3. I couldn't hear that. Couldn't hear that. We'll try it again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's smashing. Well, I know all who you are now. Hey, I'll tell you what, do you like stories?
Yeah.
Shall I tell you a story? I'll tell you what, I'll tell you the story of Ellie the Welly Thump. Do you know what a Welly Thump is? Well, really, in the start of the story, you see, Ellie was an ordinary elephant, and she was brought to the docks because someone had left the cranes out all night. And do you know what? Someone had left them out, and they'd all gone all rusty. Isn't that terrible? So, they brought Ellie to lift all the cargo, you see. So there she was. And Scouse Fred. Now, Scouse... Do you know Scouse Fred?
No.
Don't you know him? Well, he's the jumbo keeper from New Brighton, you see.
Hey, what a happy set of little faces, though. You lot ought to get together and form a glum club.
It's not to be funny about Betty.
Isn't it?
No, you're looking at 3 stooges that have just been sold a pup.
Oh.
Hey, it's not stopped him coming in, I see, the ban.
Is there any reason why it should?
Oh, no reason at all. I suppose his money's as good as anybody else's in here.
Right.
Just like yours is over the counter at the corner shop, whether it's somebody else spending it for you or not.
I beg your pardon?
On you this time.
Pardon?
What are you hinting at, Hilda?
Oh, I'm not hinting anything. After all, what you do with your own money's none of my business, is it, Walker?
No, but that consideration does not usually deter you.
No, but it's a matter of principle, isn't it? I'm sure if I'd been banned from a shop, I wouldn't be seen dead putting my brass into their hands. Me and Stan may not have much in life, but we do have pride.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much.
Well, what have I done this time?
When I asked you to get a few things for me at the corner shop, I did at least think you'd be discreet about it.
Oh, what the heck do you think I did? Walk down the street with a banner across my chest saying, "This order's for Annie Walker."
Hilda Ogden has just informed me that she knows you were buying those things for me.
Perhaps she's put 2 and 2 together. I mean, she was in the shop at the time.
So?
So, if all of a sudden I double up on my order with a few little extra things that I wouldn't touch with the barge pole, it's not good to take Kojak to know what the rest of the order's for. I mean, Hilda Ogden's no fool, you know. Neither is Rennie Bradshaw.
Ellie, when she was on the docks, right, she wouldn't lift anything. And Scouse Fred, he was the jumbo keeper from New Brighton. He said, well, you'll have to do something, Ellie. There's enough people standing round here doing nothing. So Ellie said, I'm not putting my nice clean feet in that mucky Mersey. Well, Scouse Fred didn't know what to do. And do you know what happened next? Well, just down the other end of the docks, there was a welly chucking competition, you see. Do you know what a welly chucking competition is? Do you know what? Well, they all chuck Wellingtons, you see. Anyway, there was one of them. And all of a sudden, a great big welly came flying through the air and it hit Ellie right on the nose. Boom! Like that. And Scouse Freddy didn't half laugh. He laughed so much he laughed his socks off. Hey, and he had great big boots on at the time, so that wasn't easy, was it? So, that gave Scouse Fred an idea. He thought, I know what I'll do. And he nipped off and he got 3 more wellies. So Ellie
You see? Now, there she was, standing there, you see, like that, and Scouse Fred came back with 3 more wellies, and he put them on her feet. And so now she could stand in the water without getting her feet dirty. Wasn't that smashing? And she was the happiest elephant in the world. And do you know what they called her? They didn't call her an elephant, they called her a welly-thump. A welly-thump, because she had all these wellies on, you see, and they all lived happily ever after. Now, did you like that? Yeah. I can't hear you. Did you like that? Yeah. Oh, right again. I think I'm going blind in me deaf ear. Did you like it?
Yeah!
Oh, smashing.
That was very good, Eddie.
Well, the kids enjoyed it anyway.
They certainly did. And so did I.
I take it you just come from the Rovers?
Oh, you noticed, did you? I was leaning a bit to one side, like.
Am I right in assuming my little brother's still in there?
Now, Reenie, you shouldn't ask me questions like that. I'm very fond of your Terry, and I'm the last one to drop him in the cart.
Fellas.
Oh, yeah, well, don't be too hard on him. You know, fellas, they're like that. They can't help it in that set of circumstances.
You reckon so, do you?
Yeah, well, you know, fellas, they're a bit like dogs, really.
You are?
Well, you know how a dog have a set routine every day. They go to the same place at the same time. Well, fellas are a bit like that at heart. See, your Terry's been going to the Rovers every day, same time, to see his mates. Now, if they set fire to the place, he'd still be going there at the same place at the same time every day. Isn't that a fact, Stanley?
Hey?
Oh, I was just saying, fellas are a bit like dogs at heart.
I don't know about fellas, but I know about women. Now, Stump.
No, Stanley, not in front of Renee. She's had a very sheltered upbringing.
Mainly in air raid shelters.
Ta-ra, see you.
I'll give you this.
Ta-ra, Stanley.
Now then, Stanley.
When I came through that door, I had made what I wanted. Now it's gone.
Well, try going out and coming back in. It often helps.
No, it's me back, you see.
You back?
Yeah, I can't concentrate, you see.
No, you won't be able to do.
Just my flaming luck, too, isn't it?
What?
It couldn't happen on a weekday. Had to be a weekend, didn't it?
You know what's wrong with that animal of yours, don't you?
You've told us already.
It's out of condition. It's too fat. Take it for walks. No, walking isn't enough.
Of course it's not. It gets enough of that when it's racing.
I needs a trainer.
If you hang on a minute, I'll slip round the main road, see if I can spare us a couple.
Not that kind of a trainer, a mechanical trainer.
What's one of them?
Well, you get a bike, right?
Right.
You take the seat off, OK?
Could be painful, that.
No, I'm being serious now. You take the seat off and you get a couple of metal prongs about the same width as the handlebars, and you weld that onto the place where the seat was, OK?
What's that give you?
Stability, because you're going to turn it upside down and stick it in the ground, OK?
Then what do you do?
Well, then you take the tyre off the back wheel and the inner tube off that. Then you get about 300 yards of string and a rabbit skin, and then you've got it, haven't you?
Got what?
A flipping greyhound trainer.
Yeah, oh, thank you, Eddie. I'll get these, Eddie. It's the least I can do after what you did for me this morning.
Cheers.
Cheers. You know, you've really got quite a talent for it, haven't you?
What's that, supping?
No, storytelling.
Well, I didn't get much from me, man, but I did get that. Gift of the gab. Do you know, at school, I always fancied myself as a writer, really.
Oh, why didn't you pursue it?
Well, I did, sort of. I went to the English teacher. I said, I fancy myself as a writer. He said, there's only one thing wrong. You can't write for toffee.
See. Anyway, I'm very grateful.
Anytime. I like kids, you know. I don't think people devote enough time to them.
Well, that's certainly true of the kids around here. Not the toddlers, perhaps, but certainly the older ones.
The latchkey kids, you mean?
Yeah, that's right. You know, there's nothing actually organised for them, or not organised specifically for them.
Well, that's your job, isn't it, Squire?
Partly, yeah, but you can only do so much, you know, and I don't think the youth club bit's the answer. No, what they want something new, something like an adventure playground.
Hey, that'll go a bomb round here.
Yeah, that's right, and there's a place to do it, round the back.
Well, what are you waiting for, then?
The usual thing, official approval. They've approved the plan, they've approved the site. I'm just waiting for the paperwork to go through the machinery, you know, and the money.
But why wait?
Eddie, everything we do has to have official approval.
Look, you go through official channels, I'll make a start on my own.
Doing what?
Well, getting the kids to collect stuff, you know, stuff they like playing with, like old tyres, bangers, that sort of thing, you know. But why not? I mean, if it's going to happen eventually anyway.
You know, Eddie, there's no reason. All right, you're on.
Right.
Eddie, the stuff that you do collect,
As if.
Well,
I'm not really sure, Deirdre.
Mavis, it's an answer to all your problems. No more slogging round on foot.
I'm not even sure I can ride a bike anymore.
It's like swimming. Once you can, you never forget.
Well, £5, did you say?
You'll never get a better offer.
Well, can I try it first?
Yeah, of course you can. See, I'll just get it out of the office. Well, I'm sure it were here this dinner time. I brought it in myself just in case it rained. Where the heck can it have got to?
Hey, are you sure this is going to work?
Of course I am. It's an authentic reproduction of an idea from a mate of mine over in Wigan, a dog owner. Now, you know what to do, don't you, Alf? Pedal like mad.
Right.
Are you right then down there?
Right!
Ready where you are.
Right.
Let it go.
Contact.
Let it go, Teddy!
Great. That's it. Come on, Fred! Come on, then. Come on!
Alf, here's another fine mess you've...
Well, the idea's all right. It's a
the idea's
flaming
it
dog.
doesn't work, does it?
Did the dog see it first?
What are you doing, Sonny?
Were you holding on to it?
Are you sure let it go?
Great steaming nit.
What is the point of having that going like...
Oh,
Go and get Fred.
Try it again.
where is it, Eddie?
What's its name? Oh, don't say it's done a bump
Fred?
again. Fred! Go on, Fred! You've looked for him, Sonny. You lost him. Hold that, then.
Marvellous.
Hold that.
Hours I've spent
Hold
on
the
this.
bloody thing.
Go on.
Well, don't
Wait
let
a
it
minute. The minute it's twisted.
Bring that stuff over here. Stuff it in the corner with the rest of it.
Can't we get it over there and start doing it, Eddie?
Oh, and get it nicked. Look, you go out collecting, you come back, and some hard case from them flats has liberated the lot, hasn't he?
Yes, shut up, you.
Hey, you, knock it off, the pair of you. Now listen.
But we'll have to make a start sometime, won't we, Eddie?
Of course we will. But by then we'll have a big sign, won't we, saying Adventure Playground.
Yeah.
Now come on, the pair of you.
All right, OK, you've made your point.
No, I haven't made my point. If I'd made my point, you'd be agreeing with me. I mean, if you just told me, if you just said, Deirdre, I'm taking your bike and I'm turning it into a machine to train greyhounds, God help us.
But we agreed you'd finished with it because of your condition and
Yes,
that.
we agreed. So I told Mavis she could have it. Correction, buy it. For £5, 5
You
smackaroos.
should have told me.
How could I tell you? You never give me a chance.
All right, well, just calm down. It's only a bike.
It was only a bike till you got your hands on it. No, it's not just that, Ray. I mean, I felt such a fool. I mean, you do these things. You go get me in a state, and God knows I don't enjoy rowing with you.
Is that a fact?
Beg your pardon?
I said, is that a fact? Oh, all right. Well, what do you want me to do? Apologise or what?
I'll tell you what you can do. You can get that flaming bike back and you can put it right.
There you see, Terry. It's taken to you, Mr. Tatlock, as
Aye.
folly.
And they don't just take to anybody, you know. Greyhounds are very particular. Aristocrats at Dog World.
Well, what do you want?
Well, look,
Pattern I can guess.
we wouldn't bother you, but...
You know that Alf were looking after him? Well, Alf brought him round to the shop this morning for me to look after because he's going to be out all day. And Irene says we can't have him because he's an health risk. So I took him round to Fred at pub and Mrs. Walker took one look. You know how Mrs. Walker can look.
So you want me to have him, is that it?
Well, just for today, yeah, initially.
Yeah, we'll pay for his grub, you know. You won't be out of pocket. You might make a bit extra.
Extra? What extra will I make out of it? Except a bit of extra work. You know, you can't ignore dogs like this. They need a lot of attention.
Ah, they're very sensitive, them thoroughbreds.
Yeah, I know, they're like folk. Only I don't get a chance to be sensitive.
Look, see how you do with this. If this isn't enough, let us know, eh?
Yeah, but I haven't agreed yet. I haven't agreed to have him. Never mind terms for his care and nourishment.
Well, look, I've got to be getting back to Rovers.
Yeah, and I've got some timber wants marking up. Look, if you don't want them, will you let us know, then we can make alternative arrangements.
Right, well, this will do for his care. I'll let you know about his nourishment and how much that costs.
Oh, get up, behave yourself.
Yeah?
All right, mate. How are you doing?
Why?
Great. Look, Is it all right if Darren and me take some of this old stuff, timber and stuff, off your hands? For the adventure playground, like? Well, it's not my idea, it's Ken's, really. I'm just clerk of works, you know.
Bog off.
Yeah, well, before you make any definite decision, like...
Coy, get off that. Now you, take your pet vandal and get lost.
Oh, come on, Ray, don't be such a miserable swine.
If you call me a swine, mate, I'll alter the shape of your chops. Now, I've told you, bog off.
I thought you said you had contacts. Ah, come on.
I'm not sure that the committee will be altogether happy, you know, Ken. About Mr. Yates, I mean. I don't want to seem a Jeremiah, but one does wonder.
And what does one wonder, Emily?
Well, whether he's the right man for the job. Whether the responsibility, you know.
What do you think?
Well, the children do seem to have taken to him.
But
He has led a somewhat unorthodox life.
he's been in prison, you mean? If we don't do something soon for the kids around here, stop them smashing and pinching things, that's where most of them will end up. Now, Eddie knows that. He's on their wavelength.
Oh, I'm sure he's on their wavelength. I just wonder if the committee will understand that.
I just wonder if the committee will understand anything.
Stanley, the very man I'm looking for. What can I get you?
Eh?
What can I get you?
I was just going to get some fags.
Say no more. Have them.
Oh, thank you very much. What do you want, Teddy?
Well, it's in the nature of a request, really.
Request?
Yeah, but a request with a difference. I am giving you, Stanley, the opportunity to do something very, very worthwhile.
Something illegal?
Stanley, I'm talking about helping people. Not you, not me, underprivileged kids.
Oh, well, Hilda's left me a bit short, you
Stan,
see.
all I want is your cooperation. Now, I've been asked to start this adventure playground across the road, and various people have been very kind and given us planks and bits and bobs. Now, my problem is getting it from there to here. Now, I was wondering whether I could actually borrow your car.
My car?
Yes, for half an hour. An hour, top whack. You see, the thing is, I've got to round up the gear and get it over here. I mean, the kids can't do it, they're only nippers.
Hey, well, you take care of it, won't you? I mean, I can't work without that, you know.
Stanley, what can happen to a cart in an hour?
That's what's worried me. All right.
Stan, you'll feel all warm and glowing in a minute. Yeah. Especially as you're helping others, and especially as it's kids.
I'll tell you when I feel glowing. Hey!
Well, it's not that I want any animosity, I don't. But you've got to think about the business. I mean, you can't just nuttle under, can you?
I think you're very brave taking on Mrs. Walker and the brewery. I'm sure I'd just give in.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Oh, I would. I'm sure I would.
Not if it's something you really care about. You'd fight just like I'm doing.
Well, it must be nice to feel so strongly about something. I wish I could.
Rita reckons you give her hell.
Oh, not really. Bye.
Bye-bye. Reed, lend us a quid till tomorrow. I have to give it to Fred G-Tots, keep it dog, you know, food and whatnot.
Look, you can have these. I'm not lending you any more money this week.
Thanks a lot. Hey, you do know about that fella in the street, do you?
Which fella?
Little fella going around with a petition getting folk to sign it. I think it's something to do with you wanting an off licence.
He's doing what? Hey, you! Come here a minute. How long has it been there?
I don't know. Well, see you later. How do?
What exactly do you think you're doing?
My card, madam.
Walter Jenkins, director. Waddle?
No. WADL, Weatherfield Anti-Drink League. My name is Walter Jenkins. I am the chairman of the said association.
And what exactly is that?
It is a petition, madam. A petition to the licensing justices, setting out, by way of a preamble, the dangers and evils of alcoholic liquor, and going on to oppose, specifically and vehemently, the proposed licensing of the shop premises known as number 15 Coronation Street, in the name of R. Bradshaw, Miss.
And who put you up to this? Annie Walker, I suppose.
Our committee is unceasingly vigilant. We will not stand by and see young innocents lured into sweet shops such as this.
It's not a sweet shop.
And there to be confronted by the blandishments of the brewers? Call me Victorian, madam. I have been called far worse.
I haven't called you anything. Yet.
Do you know what proportion of crimes of violence, up to and including murder, are caused under the influence of alcohol? Are you aware of that statistic?
Not offhand, no. But I can't think that's got anything to do with me flogging the odd bottle of pale ale. I'm sorry.
It's no good being sorry, Miss Bradshaw. Pontius Pilate washed his hands and said he was sorry.
Yes, well, I'm closing now, so just take your rook, all right?
It's not too late, you know. It's not too late to withdraw your application.
No chance. You can witter on until you are blue in the face, but I am not interested.
Yes, but will the magistrates be interested? Because I'll be there, never fear, opposing you a devilish design every step of the way. And when Walter Jenkins makes the promise, he keeps it. Good day to you, madam.
They say that chap called Harry Hewitt. He used to have a greyhound. No good, though.
Oh, so Len was saying. But there's greyhounds and greyhounds, isn't there?
Oh.
I mean, they've got to have the training, and they've also got to have the pedigree to go with it. Oh, you take Fred's Folly there. I won't be all surprised to find his granddad were a champion.
Yeah, I bet his grandma were a champion poodle.
Ah, you're waiting to find out, mate.
Listen, mate, the only way you're going to get that animal to win a race is to nail it to the electric air.
Aye, when he does, you'll be as sick as a parrot, won't you?
Hello, Mrs. Walker. How did you get on? Oh, fine, dear, fine. I was perhaps just a shade abrupt on the emergency stop. My poor instructor banged his nose on the windscreen.
Mrs. Walker, don't sound as though that instructor of yours is very much cop.
No, it was my fault. I went down on the brake pedal too soon. My lightning reflexes, you know. No, actually, he's a marvellous instructor, but I do think he's taught me all he can. I think from now on what I need is practice.
Well, if you can borrow a car, I'll take you out, you know. $10 an hour?
Well, thank you, but no, Mr. Ogden.
Well, Alf will give you a few driving lessons, won't you, Alf? He's got a car.
You what?
Would you? Oh, how very kind.
Well, I'd be glad to, Annie, you know, but it's a bit difficult, like, you know. I'm on shifts and I've got this dog to look
What
after.
dog?
Well, it's just a dog.
Oh, no, Fred's taking care of that, haven't you, Fred? He's got Albert Tellock to look after it.
Has he? I didn't know.
Now, what sort of time? Today, for instance?
Oh, well, I'm working right up till opening time.
Well, that's all right. I mean, my staff can hold the fort. Shall we say 5:30? Splendid.
Hey, fancy you letting yourself get conned into that. She'll be after you every day, you know. It's all she thinks about is driving.
It was his blooming idea.
What did I do?
Hey, have you asked him yet?
All in good time, love.
Well, Alf's over there. Why don't you ask him now?
Well, I'd rather not just at the moment.
What are you waiting for?
I'll have a word with Fred in a minute.
What's up with Alf?
Well, he's a bit upset, you know.
What about?
Hey, I'll have a word with Fred. Fred, on that bike, I'll give you a Trent Folly.
Oh, what a waste of time that was. We got it all nicely set up, didn't we? And Alf there, he were winding that little bunny rabbit in. Folly weren't interested. He weren't going to be deceived by that.
Well, could we have it back then, Fred, the bike?
Do what you like with it. Alf.
What?
You know that bike we borrowed? Can we have it back?
They can wrap it round his head, tell him.
Thanks how very much.
What's up with him?
Nothing.
Terry's got it. He's round at shop now, I think.
Right, what are we waiting for? Let's go and find Terry. I promised Mavis that bike and she's going to get it and I'm going to get my £5.
Right.
Come on. Hello.
I'm wet to talk at. Yes, I've just been in the corner shop. Rennie Bradshaw seems to be doing well with a petition. Very well indeed. Oh, yes? 72 names she's got. I don't doubt it. But of course, when it comes to petitions, it isn't the number of signatures that are impressive. It's who they are. Now, I may have a shorter list than Miss Bradshaw, I don't know. But some of my names are very influential.
Oh, well, it's nice of you to say that, Mrs. Walker. Very complimentary, in fact. Did you hear that, Stan? Mrs. Walker would like you to add your moniker to the other influential names on her petition.
But didn't we sign that one at the corner shop?
Is that true, Mrs. Upton?
Well, yeah, but only in my maiden name, Mrs. Walker.
Is Ray in?
No. No, he'll be back in a bit.
Well, he did say to call back later, like, and see you, because you'd know what was gash and what wasn't, you know.
That lot might look a load of rubbish to you, you know, but it does come in, I'll tell you.
You must have something you don't want. I mean, yeah, what about this bit of rope? Now, look, that's been there 12 months that I know of.
You know the price of rope today. That's our hedge against inflation, is that, mate?
I'll let him have it, Len.
You will?
Well, you know what they say. Give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves. There ought to be enough there.
Very amusing, Raymond. Thanks anyway.
Look, I tell you what, we got some joists we took out of a house in Victor Street. You can take that. That's going a bit rotten.
Listen, Len, we need them. They'll cut up, they will.
It's
I've already
in a-
told this fella he's wasting his time.
It's in a good cause, you know. It won't harm.
Listen, mate, that timber is money in the bank. If he wants a flipping playground putting up, we'll send him an estimate.
Look, I'll call back a bit later for that stuff.
Bit of timber wouldn't have done any harm.
Listen, he's always on the cadge. I bet none of that stuff he gets ever sees no adventure playground.
I don't know, Eddie. Oh, what about an old push bike?
Great, I'll take it off your hands free of charge.
It's in yard at back at shop. You
Thanks
pick
a
up
lot,
anytime.
mate. Thanks. I knew there was one person in this firm that was human.
Hey, I want a word with you.
Oh, aye?
You know that bike of Deirdre's we give you, Alf and Fred says you finished with it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, right, well, we'd like it back, all right?
What do you want it back for, eh? You said we could have it.
Yeah, no, you don't want it, so we want it back. It's no use to you, is it?
Well, no.
Well, where is it then?
I've just give it to Eddie Yates for his adventure playground.
I'm not saying he ain't been no trouble. But I mean, what can you expect when he shifted from one home to another all the time? It's his governors I blame.
Yeah, well, it's very good of you anyway, but he seems to have taken to you anyway.
Look, animals will always go to them as feeds them. That stands to reason.
Yeah. Well, the thing is this, Albert, I was wondering if you could keep him just a bit longer. You see, I promised to take Annie Walker out driving, you know, just for a bit of practice. It'll only take about an hour or so, you see. And I was wondering if you could... Shall we say 50p for your trouble?
Right, so. I were taking him for a walk, any road.
Oh, well, that's grand. I'm very grateful, Albert. I'll see you later.
Right. Hey, I don't know, Folly. I don't know. They say a phony's money soon parted. I reckon your owners are a lot of barn pots.
That's Albert Tatlock.
You will pardon my intrusion, sir.
Oh, I know you.
I represent a substantial body of opinion which is vehemently opposed to the granting of an off-licence to your corner shop here. And I'd be obliged if you would put your signature to this petition.
What's it worth?
Why? Nothing. It's your public duty.
Yeah, the only duty I've got's to myself. And you'll find that out when you get to my age. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm taking my dog for a walk.
Well, then, perhaps you, sir?
Oh, no.
You would care to sign?
I don't think so, no. You see, I've got a foot in either camp, and I'm a local councillor, you see.
There are some issues on which one has to stand up and be counted.
Well, not this one.
There you are. Mr. Tatlock told me you'd be here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise you had company.
Might I invite you to sign our petition, madam, against the establishment of the proposed off-licence?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'd be delighted. Oh, I entirely agree. An off-licence in our street would be total disaster. Now, might I ask what your interest in the matter is, Mr...
Jenkins, Walter Jenkins. I've had a lifelong interest, madam, in the fight against alcohol and all those who sell it. Thank you for your signature.
Who was that?
He's one of these anti-drinking nuts.
Well, you might have told me.
Hey, Eddie! Eddie!
What?
Is it alright if I have this plank to make a board? Yeah, I only need some wheels then.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Look out!
Grab hold of that.
Wow.
Coming on all right, isn't it?
Fire, it's smashing. Where did it all come from?
Oh, here and there, you know. Hey, it's all legit if that's what you're wondering about.
Well, I suppose now you'll be on a phase 2.
Phase 2, how do you mean?
Yeah, fixing all this, building something, you know.
Well, we've got a bit of a problem there. We need some hammers and nails and that, and spades to dig holes, you know, and concrete for the uprights, like.
In a word, investment, am I right? Yeah, well, I'll have a word with the centre committee, but I can't promise anything.
There is one problem, Ken. I don't want the kids to expect too much, you know. I mean, I've told them it'll only be rough and ready. Like.
Don't worry, Eddie, they won't be disappointed.
It's funny I seem to have taken a right interest in food all of a sudden.
You don't want to be getting fat. It's bad for the baby, is that?
I won't get fat, no danger. I worry too much. It's a big responsibility, you know, imminent motherhood.
Well, at least you realise the fact, love. Which is more than can be said for most of them trolling around in maternity smocks.
Do you know, it's funny, I spend half the time wondering if I'm going to manage all right, and the other half wondering if it's ever going to happen.
It'll happen.
It's a better. See ya.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, fine, apart from a few doubts in the wee small hours.
I know the feeling.
I doubt it. See ya.
Your tea cakes, love?
Isn't she lucky, Deirdre?
You think so, do you?
Don't you? I mean, having a first baby and so young, too.
Well, if you feel like that, you know what the answer is, don't you? What? Get yourself a chap.
Chance would be a fine thing.
There you are. He's offering.
No, I've already set my cap at him, but I got it back.
Oh, he's one of them, is he? All talk.
Afraid so.
Bye.
Bye.
Actually, the truth is, you jilted me.
Sell me another.
All right, I want 8 bottles of pop, assorted.
Drowning your sorrows, are you?
I will be later. It's for the kids across the way.
Okay.
Rini, that is vinegar.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know, I'm so bothered, though, about this off-licence. I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
It's difficult, is it?
I've had one of these temperance fellas round. You know, all hellfire and hallelujah. And he says he'll be objecting in court.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that drink is responsible for all sorts of rape and murder. I don't know what he's going to say. But honestly, I'm so nervous. I've never been in court before.
Would it help if I came along, gave you a character witness or something?
Oh, Ken, would you? That would be ever so kind of you. And you know, any time you want anything on tick, you only have to ask.
Watch it. That's bribing a witness, you know.
Hello, Mr. Tatlock.
Hello.
Hello, Fred. Come to Terry. Come on, come to Terry.
He doesn't know you, does he?
No.
No, well, you do out for me.
Will he?
Yeah. Here, just hold it.
Eh?
Go on, just hold it.
Oh.
I'll show him now. Come on then. Come to old Albert. Come on. Come on, son. Come on.
You can catch up on events from the street on Sunday afternoon at 5:15 in the Coronation Street Omnibus. Next on Granada Plus, the latest food, fashion and fads from the High Street in the Good Life Guide.